This is the video, the reference manual for the MySQL database system, version 8.0, through release 8.0.33. Difference between minor version of MySQL 8.0 are noted in the present text with reference to release number 8.0.x. The MySQL database software is under constant development, and the reference manual is updated frequently as well. The most recent version of the manual is available online, is searchable from this link. Other formats are also available there, including downloadable HTML and PDF version. The source code of MySQL itself contains internal documentation with written using DocsGen. The generate DocsGen content is available for this link. If you have questions about using MySQL, join the MySQL community Slack. If you have suggestion concerning addition of connection to the manuals itself, please send them to this link. The reference manual source file are written in docbook XML format. The HTML version and other format are produced automatically. Primary use in the docbook XLS style sheet. For information about docbook, see this link. This manual was originally written by David Exenberg. It's maintained by the MySQL documentation team, consisting the Chris Cole, Aija Fatima, Edward Glamour, Stephen Hinz, David Hollis, Elizabeth McKay, Phillips Olson, Daniel, and so other. What is MySQL? MySQL, the most popular open source SQL database management system, is developed, distributed, and supported by Oracle Corporation. A database is a structured collection of data. It may be anything from a simple shopping list to a picture gallery or the vast amount of information in a corporate network. To add, access, and process data stored in computer database, you need a database management system such as MySQL Server. Since computers are very good at handling large amount of data, database management system play a central role in computing and standalone utilities or a parts of other applications. A rational database stores data in a separate table rather than putting all the data in one big storeroom. The database structures are organized into physical files optimized for speed. The logical model with objects such as database, table, view, row, and column offer a flexible programming environment. You set up rules governing the relationship between different data fields such as one to one, one to many, unique, require, or optional, and pointer between different tables. The database enforces these rules so that with a well-designed database, your application never sees inconsistent, duplicate, orphan, out of date, or missing data. The SQL part of MySQL standard for structured query language. SQL is the most common standardized language used to access database. Depending on your programming environment, you might either SQL directory, for example, to generate reports, embedded SQL statement into code written in another language, or use a language specified API that hides the SQL syntax. MySQL software is open source. Open source means that it is possible for anyone to use, modify the software. Anybody can download the MySQL software from the internet and use it without paying anything. If you wish, you may study the source code and change it to suit your needs. The MySQL software use the GPL, that means GNU General Public License. The MySQL database service is very fast, reliable, scalable, and easy to use. The MySQL database service is very fast, reliable, scalable, and easy to use. If that is what you are looking for, you should give it a try. MySQL server can run comfortably on a desktop or laptop alongside your other application, web server, and so on, requiring little or none any attention. If you dedicate an entry machine to MySQL, you can adjust the settings to take advantage of all memory, CPU power, and I/O ability. MySQL can also scale up to cluster 2 of machine network together. MySQL Server was originally developed to handle large database much faster than existing solution and has been successfully used in higher demanding production environment for several years. Although under constant development, MySQL Server today offers a rich and useful set of functions. Its connectivity, speed, and securing make MySQL Server highly suited for accessing database on the internet. MySQL Server work in client server or embedded system. The MySQL database software is a client server system that consists of a multi-thread SQL server that support different backend, several different client program and libraries, administrative tools, and a wide range of application programming interface. We also provide MySQL Server as an embedded multi-thread library that we can link into your application to get similar and faster easier to manage standard product. A large amount of contribute MySQL software is available. MySQL Server has practical set of features developed in close cooperation with other users. It is very likely that your favorite application or larger support the MySQL database server.
Now I will download MySQL or install on Windows 10. Write MySQL on browser. Click the first link and click the download button. Go to the MySQL community, download GPL. MySQL install for Windows. Click this download button. Okay. After download complete, open download folder. Download and click the MySQL Community Edition MS.
Now click this MySQL installer community version file, MSI file. Open this authentication. Click yes. MySQL installer launcher. Windows PowerShell. Need this activate. I set as. Set next. MySQL Workbench. That is our development computer. Therefore, I said development computer. Click next. Click next. Type the password. I also add a new username. Now click next. Click next. I will access all service with this root access. The user running the Windows service and the administrator group only. Other user and group will be not have access. I select this and next. It is MySQL error log and show query log. The show query log consists of SQL statement that log more than they give value of second to execute. It is required to run this logon. And binary log. The binary log contains all database event and is used for replication and data recovery operation. Enabling the log has performance impact on the server. Enter the log name and with extension. Click next. Click next. And click execute. And click finish button. Click next. Click finish. Click next. Click next. Finish. Windows platform restriction. Process memory. On Windows 32-bit platform, it is not possible by default to use more than 2 GB of RAM with a single process, including MySQL. This is because the physical address limit on Windows 32-bit is 4 GB and the default setting with Windows is to build virtual address space between kernel 2 GB and user application 2 GB. Some versions of Windows have both time setting to enable large application by reducing the kernel application. Alternatively, to use more than 2 GB, use 64-bit version on Windows. File system alias. When using MySQL table, you cannot use ls with Windows like to the data file and another volume of thing like back to the main MySQL data directory location. The facility of the user to move the data and index file to read or other fast solution. Limitation number of port. Windows system have about 4000 port available for client connection, and after a connection on a port close, it takes 2 to 4 minutes before the port can reused. In solution where client connect to and disconnect from the server and high rate, it is possible for or available port to be used up before close port become available again. If this happen, the MySQL server appear to be unsurprised even though it run port. Port may be used by other application running on the machine as well, in which case the number of port available to MySQL is lower. The third topic is case insensitive names. File names are not case insensitive on Windows, so MySQL database and table name are also not case insensitive on Windows. The only restriction is that database and table name must be specified using the same case throughout a given statement. Directory and file names. On Windows, MySQL Server support only directory and file name that are compatible with the current ANSI code base. For example, the following Japanese directory name does not work in the Western local. The same limitation application to directory and file name referred to in SQL statement such as the data file path name in load data. How to connect the MySQL server. Now I show two type of connection. One with command line, other is MySQL Workbench. If you connect with command line, then open command line and type this MySQL user MySQL -u root -p. Open command line, type cmd and type MySQL SQL -u. U means user. My user is root, rwt root, and password -p. I don't give this password, only press enter, then show password and write our password. Our MySQL server is connected. Now I show how to connect with MySQL Workbench. Open MySQL Workbench. Click mouse right button and click rescan for local MySQL instance and press OK. One server is found. Type this and write this password. Write your password and click OK. As our server is connected inside in MySQL Workbench. Back to the command line. If you type MySQL help, MySQL -help then all help for related function is exist. If you type exist, then the server is log out. I write exist and press enter. There must be need semicolon. Now we log out MySQL server. Entering query. Make sure that you are connected to the server. As discussed in previous section, doing so does not itself select an database to work with, but that is okay. At this point, it is more important to find out a little about how to issue query that to jump right in creating table, loading data into them and retrieving data from them. This section describes the basic principle of entering query. Using several query, you can try out familiarize yourself with how to MySQL work. Here is a simple query that asks the query that asks the server to tell you its version number and current date. Now I write a simple query that return current version of MySQL and date. Now select version and write current date. Okay, semicolon and press enter. Look at that, our MySQL version is 8.0.32 and current date is this date. A query need to be give all on single line, so length query that require several lines are not a problem. MySQL determine where your statement ends by looking for the terminate semicolon, not by looking for the end of input line. Here is simple multiple line statement example. Now I create multiple line statement example. There it's select, press enter and write version, press enter and write current date. And write semicolon and OK. Sorry, there have been problem, so I write again. The queries exist. In this example, notice how to promote change the MySQL to after you enter the first line for a multiple line query. This is how MySQL indicate that it has not yet seen a complete statement and it's waiting for the rest. The promote is your friend because it's provide variable feedback. If you use that feedback, you can always be aware of what MySQL is waiting for. If you decide you don't want to execute a query that you are the process for entering, cancel it by typing /c. I'll write this example. Now I show how to cancel an query. Write this, select, same query, write again, and I now want to cancel this, therefore write /c and OK. Look at that, this query is over and not execute. Creating and selecting a database. If the administrator create your database for you when you're setting up your permission, you can use it. Otherwise, you need to create it yourself. Under Unix, database name are case sensitive, so you must always refer to your database as manager not as manager or some other variant. This is so true for table name. Under Windows, the restriction does not apply, although you must refer to database and table using the same letter case throughout a give query. However, for a variety of reasons, the recommended best practice is always to use the same letter case that was used when the database was created. If you get an error such as this error when attempting to create a database, this means that your user account does not have the necessary privilege to discuss this with the administrator or so see. Creating a database does not select it for use. You must do that especially to make manager that current database use this statement. Write create database and their name manager is the database is create. Your database need to be created only once, but you must select it for user each time to being a MySQL session. You can do this by issuing a use statement and show the example. Alternatively, you can select the database on the command line when you invoke MySQL. Just specify the name after any connection parameter that you might need to provide. For example, first I log out this connection, again connect and write MySQL minus host minus user minus p database name. Managery2 is the command just show is not your password. If you want to supply your password on the command line after that p option, you must do so with no inventing page. Do so with not in burning page. However, putting your password on command line is not recommended because doing so expose it so snooping by other user logging in your machine. This time I will use MySQL Workbench. Open MySQL Workbench. The Workbench have several kind of tools like different kind of code instruction, that is select instruction and insert instruction and many other instruction. Now I use alter keyword to modify my database. Now I use alter. At first I change my database, use managery, and as our keyword is success, our statement is success. Now write alter keyword, alter manageries, alter managery set, alter, first write database name manageries and write character set. There have different type of character. Write alphabet character. I chose Latin, Latin 1. I chose Latin 1 and extract as our database query character set is Latin. There have several support of multiple character set, include several UI character set. To display this available character set, look at that how many characters support in MySQL database. I copy this statement and write insert right there, show character set as, and click. As this kind of characters support on MySQL, you select any kind of character for MySQL database. If you want to comment any code, then type this /* together / and inbound this /*/. Okay, now this code is inside in comments. Now I show how to delete a database. That is easy way. It is drop keyword, right, and write database and write database name. I write this manageries. I write manageries and execute. As the managery database is now removed on MySQL sheet. MySQL sheet remove this MySQL database. Now write this keyword and show how many database have. Show databases. Look at that, there have no managery database. Now I will say how to create a table. Look at that instruction. There create table with a given name. You must have the privilege for the table. Okay, first check with command line /s write create table. Yes, look at that command create table. There have different type of table create option. The first is temporary table, and there have no specify how to create a table, but I create a table with simple table statement. Now I create a table with MySQL Workbench. Right, create table. Table name is inventory. Okay, first bracket and semicolon. First I write id. id is table row or column header. I set is integer. Unsigned, not null. Unsigned, not null. Auto increment. Let explain what is the keyword I use in this script. First is id, it is table column name. Integer, integer means it is number type value. There have different kind of number type value. First I discuss integer type number type value. I use this integer type value. The integer type value, if you sign integer, use if you use sign integer, then you use minus 2 billion to plus 2 billion data, and if you use unsigned value, then you use 4 billion data, and storage requirement 4 bytes. Sorry, that is not unique. That is I write unsigned. Therefore this value dedicated 4 billion data and not null. That means this value must be entry, while the table include any column. And auto increment, what is this? Auto increment means this data automatically include. If you not set, then the data automatically include on this column. Look at that, there are other integer type data, that is tiny integer. There sign integer on to 8 and plus 1 to 7. Where is go on bit? Sorry, on integer. There sign integer 1 to 8, but why plus integer is 1 to 7? Because that is another bit is sign bit. On data is go for count storage data collection on hard disks. Each of the system is similar this kind of data format. Their small integer minimum data collect 65,000 and 2 byte storage requirement, and medium integer their maximum storage requirement 3 byte. Look at that, the big integer maximum storage 8 bytes. Their big integer maximum storage capacity is 80 into 10 to the power 80. It is a huge storage. We also write something similar data that is product id tiny integer and quantity I write that is similar to tiny integer. Yes, write quantity tiny integer. Remember one thing, that is, if you set tiny integer value but their value unsigned value is gone up to 255, then this data is entry, but there have a problem that is called byte overflow. If the byte overflow system is occurs, then hacker take a chance to destroy your SQL table. If you are beginner in data structure system, to learn this and run what is byte overflow. Now I write a fractional data type. What is fractional data type? Fractional data type contain real data type like this 3.4 and 1.17 etc. 8 type of data contain fractional data type. Its another call is decimal data type, and float data type contain 3 point at last 8 character and maximum or minimum similar 8 character. Their minimum 3 minus 3.48 and maximum minus 1.175 and similar in unsigned value is 1.75 is minimum and 3.44 to up to 9 decimal value. Insert in double and exponentially numerical data type that use 8 byte storage. The data type support the following value. They are 18 minimum decimal value. Float and double is important data type, but other is similar. If your first letter is double, that means is 8 byte. They have 8 byte storage. A float fixed and numeric, that means they have 4 byte data storage, that is similar to float. The double data type support a great degree of precision than does the float data type. In other words, double support more decimal place than float. If you need the great precision, you would use double. Also, you should be aware that this double you store requirement in both cases. Value store numeric data type. Now I use decimal type data, that is price. Price I write decimal. And decimal, and I set 3 and 2. What is 3 and 2 inside on? They are maximum characters set in 3 and float decimal value is maximum set 2, like 3 to the power 3 into 899, sorry 3 into 8 and similar to 5 into 77. They are not 5 into 777. If you use 3, that means their decimal place float number is 3 into 999. And now I set 2, and number I set maximum character set is 5, and I set weight. I set float similar this 5.2, that is similar decimal, but their one is 8 byte and float is 4 byte number count. Now I write string data type, that is, and description I set varchar, and their maximum alphabet I set I write 100. Their maximum data or alphabet or string write is 100. You can type maximum data 100, and it is character set varchar. And similar, if you write 200, that means you set maximum 200 character or alphabet inside on there. On varchar maximum character is 255. You set maximum character is 255, but I use 100. It is a custom data type. There have different kind of character data type, that is tiny blob or tiny text. Their maximum data 255 or 355 bytes. And blob of text has 65,000 plus data and maximum 64 KB. Medium blob or medium text, their maximum data value is, their medium text value is 60 million, and long text value is 4 billion or maximum 4 GB. Now I set an example of this type of string. Write photo I set blob, that means their have maximum data is 60 MB. Please don't use not null type data like this, not null. If you set this type of not null, then you face an error. Please avoid this not null on this type of storage. I use a text serial number. I use tiny text. Okay. Now I use enum at set type data, that is color enum. Enum is one kind of array. There I set red and green and set blue, red, green, blue. It is comma, not semicolon or dot. And now again I set another type is option. It is I set type data. It is similar is array, right? Good, medium, above. Okay. Now I describe date type data. The date and time data type allow you to specify column that contain data specified to data and times. The data times data type support the range and format shown in following data table. Their date data type is format is year, month and date, and time is hour, minute and second, and date time is year, month, date, hour, minute and second, and year only their year. The timestamp is similar on data time and timestamp. I set time on there, upload date, upload date. I set timestamp. Now I set primary key, right? Primary key, and primary key I set ID. What is primary key? When you define a primary key as a separator constant, you are include in a table element in your table definition as you would other table element such as column definition. For example, you can define the same primary key that is shown in preceding example as a table element. The following table definition of order table remove the primary key, close for the order ID column definition, and use primary key constraint. You use multiple primary key. Similar this primary key, one is ID, I set this, and another is product ID. Product ID. Then there have two primary key, but I use only one time in this time, and press OK. Yes, the table is created. Reload our schema and go inside there. As the inventory table, look at their inventory, and the database name is tutorial, and look at their column. I set ID, product ID, quantity, price, weight, description, photo, serial number, color, option on, upload date. Each of the file I set on there. Now I discuss how to defining a table type. The engine keyword define the table type. There have different kind of table, that is BDB, memory, ISM, InnoDB, Mirage, MyISM. And InnoDB is most popular engine of table. The engine type define on before the after the table bracket, this bracket, first bracket, engine InnoDB, this table set. What is type of table? This type of table has different kind of performance. BDB, a transaction shape table that managed by BrakelDB. BDB header. The BDB header also support automatic recovery and page level looking. The BDB handle does not work on all the operating system on which MySQL can operate. For the most part, InnoDB table have replaced BDB table. That is not important our table format. And memory. Memory is so fast table. It is take more performance. A table whose constant are strong in memory. The data storage in the table is available only as long as the MySQL server is available. If the server changes or is shut down, the data disappears. Because this type of table are stored in memory, they are very fast and are good candidate for temporary table. Memory table can also be referred to as heap table. Although memory is now the perfect preferable keyword. InnoDB, a transaction shape table that is named by the InnoDB handler. As a result, data is not stored in a myit file, but instead in manage the InnoDB table page. InnoDB table also support full forging key functionality in MySQL, unlike other table. In addition, the InnoDB handler support automatic recovery and row level looking. InnoDB table do not prefer as well as MyISM table. ISM. An ISM table, a duplicate table type that was one of the default table type in MySQL. The MyISM table type has replaced it, although it is still support for backward capability. Eventually, ISM table will not longer be supported. This table type not required for this time. Mirage, a virtual table that is made up in decimal MySM table. Data is not stored in the Mirage table, but in the underlying MySM table. Change made to the Mirage table defined do not affect the underlying MySM table. Mirage the table can also refer to as Mirage MySM table. MySM table type. Look at this MySM table type. What is this? The default table type is MySQL. MySM table which are based on and have replaced ISM table. Support extensive indexing and are optimized for compression and speed. Unlike the table type, blob and text column can be indexed and null value are allowed in the index column. MySM table are not transaction shape and they do not support full forging key functionality. Now I use this type of table engine and open this table. I create a new table that is bike car, and I set engine I set InnoDB. Yes, InnoDB. I set engine InnoDB and execute. As new table is created, this table name is biker. First, each of the script is I commented and write describe table table name biker and check and now I remove the table keyword and try again. Yes, look at that. That is our description of table and ID integer unsigned not null as null no primary key as auto increment product ID tiny integer quantity tiny integer price decimal weight float description bar chart photo block serial number tiny text color is enum type data option on set data type it is array data type upload date timestamp. Okay, I comment this query, I write again and another query show table status. Okay, look at that. The biker engine InnoDB dynamic row format dynamic average row length there have no row on this time and date length creating time that is our which time this db is created this table is created and again check update time check time collation check sum create option comments. That is our table status and one thing is important, that is inventory and biker they are have similar engine, that is InnoDB, and each of the table has InnoDB option because that is default table engine. If you want to change this table engine when you create this table, then write create table inside this engine is like MySM, like memory, etc. I show an example. First I comment this and reopen. I write this engine is MySM. Okay, and execute. This table is already created, therefore I write this user fruits table and execute. Okay, this table is now executed. Open this again and check status. Okay, new fruits table engine is MySM. After you complete this table and you want to modify it, then use these statements. First I comment this. Write alter table inventory. Alter table inventory and write, if you want to add something, then write add keyword and write similar this thing and write I write this. Sorry, self, I write self number tiny integer. This key I try to add. Okay, semicolon and write as this key is now included. This column now is included. Now let's track. Open again this. Right, inventory. Okay, describe inventory and click this. Look at that, our inventory table self known. I add this on there. Add self known tiny text. As self known is tiny text. Self known is column name and self known is row name and tiny text is their data type. If we want to add multiple query, if we want to update multiple row or column, then try this. Reserve on and add next up I set tiny integer s. It's okay. Now run. Now check status. Uncomment this and run. As reserve and next up, these two column add on this table. Next I try to remove on column. Alter table inventory remove this two thing and write drop I try to drop reserve a and colon semicolon and write okay, execute this statement. Okay, this statement now is executed. Now I write again describe inventory and write again as this column is now drop it. Now I try to drop multiple table, write alter table name is inventory and write drop next up and write drop reserve, press semicolon and execute. This problem is the reserve column does not exist, so I remove this and add this self known and try again as now this row is executed. This statement now is executed. Reload our table as this two column now is not on this inventory table. How to remove a table? It is a easy way, that is write drop and write table keyword and table name. I set table name fruits as I set table name fruits and semicolon. Execute query. Yes, our query is execute, that is set right and reload as the inventory fruits table is now removed. Another secure way to delete a table, that is drop table. Write if statement if exist and now I delete biker as biker and write semicolon, execute as drop table if exist book. This statement is success. Reload as now look at that our tutorial database have only one table. In previous we see there have 3 table. I delete 2 table. Now I discuss how to managing index. Index is an important part of MySQL. Look at that, I use an index inside on their primary key. Primary key is an index. Similar, there have 5 type of index, that is primary key require the each value offset of the value be unique to the column on which the primary key is defined. In addition, null value are not allowed. Also, a table can include only one primary key. And forging key enforce the relationship between the reference column in the child table where the forging key is defined, and reference column in the parent table. And regular, a basic index that permit duplicate value and null value in the column on which the index is defined. Unique, require the each value of set of the value be unique in column on which the index define the unique define unlike primary key index, null value are allowed. And full text, support full text search of the value in the column on which the index is defined. A full text index primary duplicate value and null value in those columns. A full text index can be defined only on MySQL table and only on char, bar char and text column. Now write an example. First I remove this and comments this table and write this unique unique. I said unique is id and product id. I said this two value is unique. One is id and other is product id. You must be neat. If you generate a table, there each of the value has a unique key, that is product id, and another is default value I set, that is id. Now execute this query. Open execute table and execute. As this query is executed, reload and look at that our root table is loaded. Change this table name box. And if you want to try to speed up your table search result, then set this index and which statement you lead the role. I write the index is quantity. Yes, quantity is our index. Another column I said that is serial number. Yes, 2 is our index. When I returning a query, then MySQL first index in this thing. It is a good technique to speed up your database search result. Now execute the query. I think there have an error. Look at that error. There say serial now use in key specify without a key length. There have no limited key length. Therefore, this keyword not perfect. This column not perfect for indexing. I use this product id. Yes, I use product id. And now try again. Execute query. Yes, look at that. This query is now executed. One thing you must be remember, if you create an index, their first value is integer, then second value to third value, each of the value is 1 to integer. If you create a index with text, bar chart, etc., then their first value is text, and last to first value, each of the value required to integer. Please don't combine integer and text value together, then you face an error. Now I set another example, that is unique. Unique is a important part of indexing. I set an unique, their keyword is, I write paste, it is the name of unique value, and set an value like as array, that is product ID. I set this product ID, and quantity product ID and quantity I set and inside on unique value and change their name, write library. Our table name I set library and execute. As the query is executed, and this time our unique value is space. Now I use this keyword, use this statement, describe table, describe table name library, and okay. Sorry, I remove this table keyword and execute. Yes, look at their indexing type, that is PRI, that means it is primary key. MUL, if you check their key type set MUL, that means they have an indexing system. And MUL, if you it is similar, MUL 1 and MUL 2. For more details, you write show create table and your table name. Yes, and execute. Look at there how to create this table. And all statement set on there. If you write show keys and write from and table name library and execute, then check which key are used, and I also change remove key and write index, execute. Yes, that is, I say similar thing. How to remove an index, drop index and index name is space. Okay, and execute. Yes, alter table library index space. This row is now removed. Thanks for watching next tutorial. Next tutorial I will describe forging key, database retrieving system, how to insert data and how to upload data, etc. and many other things. It is just a basic part. Subscribe my channel and keep watching.